Hey folks, back out FGFRC. Alright, Hobby King sent me out the FG-1 Corsair Lucky Gallon. Let's take her up, have some fun.
Is alive. It will bite you.
Take it up. This is the third time having her in the air. First time was a maiden, second time was a speed run. This time, strictly for fun. Sorry, honey.
No, we're ready to go. Here it is. I'm flying her like a rare bear.
Yeah. Precious said, "You're flying her like the rare bear." Reminds me an awful lot of the rare bear. All right, we're gonna go fast right down the runway. I'm running an 1800 4S Hyperion.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Has a 1600 discharge, 65 discharge in it. Man, what a great flying little plane. I'm going to share my AS3X settings with you back in the man cave, and I'm telling you right now, they've got this thing dialed right in. I mean, I can find nothing more. It's absolutely perfect settings. Straight up with it. Out of the power. I'm just gliding now. Still gliding, 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 gliding. Going to hit it. Straight up with it. See how high I can get it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I've lost her.
Yeah, she's still climbing. Ah man, man, I wish I had that performance analyzer. I guarantee I'm way over 800 feet. Which I'm not supposed to be over 700 and something, but.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Man, what a great flying plane. That little booger can move. Had what, 107 on the speed run?
I think so.
Come bring it right at us. Peel away. All right, you lose power, we'll do a stall turn or a stall test. That's just a clean stall. All right, we're gonna do it again. This time I'm gonna hold up elevator. Okay, you're flying along, you lose power. What does she do? Hold up the elevator, elevator, hold an elevator, elevator up, elevator up, elevator up. And she starts, the right wing starts to drop just a touch. But I was heading towards the road, so I had to get control. Let's try it again. You're flying along and lose power. I'm gonna hold the elevator. Start holding the elevator, try to hold that nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. All right, that right wing. Right wing is what wants to drop. Very benign stall, very predictable. It's the right wing. I just had something bite the daylights out of my wrist.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Push on over. All right, let's take it over here to our right, and let's see if we can't do a tail slide. There we go. Back here, do the same thing. Tail slide. Well, all right, let's see if I can do a wing over now. Kinda. Try that again. Well, forgot what I was doing. Try it again. Yeah. Did that bird try to get it?
It's nighthawk. They're attracted to the whistling.
Oh.
1 minute.
All right, let's do a steep dive and see if we can make it whistle like a Corsair. All right, let's get around, let's get her landed. We got one more plane to fly and we're running out of daylight. All right, I'm out of the power now. I'm gliding, gliding, gliding. Back a little bit of power. There we go.
Prop is secured. Happy to touch.
That must be my favorite spot to land because I land there every time, seems like. I tell you what, you got a grass field, park, confined space. Well, not really confined space because this thing really can move. But it's great for a great park flyer. Great park flyer. Got wood reinforced frame inside there, very stiff wing. I tell you, Durafly, I understand now why this thing always sells out. This is a great flying little plane. All right, let's check this battery. All right. The one thing I did to her is I gave her that, put that foam dam in there in the battery hatch to hold the battery in just to be on the safe side, and gave her a clear coat. It already had a shiny finish already, but I wanted to give it a little bit of protection, especially landing on the grass. And 29% left, so that's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Talk about what it's all about. Hey, Fritz. All about flying an RC plane. I don't have that hatch on good, but that right there is what it's all about. Fritz, what do you think, huh? What do you think, Fritz, huh? That's Mr. Fritz. He is the airport coordinator. Yeah. Yes, he is. He works for hugs and kisses. All right, folks, y'all have a good one. That's the Lucky Gallon Hobby King. Thank you for sending it out. I'm very impressed. This is, you know, you go back to what got you in the hobby and the thrill you get from the RC planes. Well, flying this little guy here, that's it right there. All right, y'all have a good one. God bless y'all. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. This is the Durafly FG-1 Lucky Gallon Corsair sent to me by Hobby King for review. Now, folks, y'all look around. You've seen I got hundreds of planes. I got over 130 planes right now at any given time. And I've done lots of maidens. I've done lots of new planes and done lots of reviews. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the most fun maidens, the most fun planes I have ever flown in my life. Is it perfect? No. Does it have a few things you need to do or be aware of? Yes. Is it an absolute blast to fly and stable as can be? Yes, it is. It's fast, it's sporty, it's slow, it's quick. It does anything you ask it to do. This plane is a very, very capable in every sense of the word. All right, now let's talk about the negatives. Get that out, get the painful part out right off the bat. Paint is very weak, okay? Just handling it, I chipped some paint right there. The nose cone magnetics that hold on the nose cone on could be better. The mechanism to hold the cowl in place could be better. Things that you need to do in order to get the CG right without having to add weight is you got to be very specific on the type of batteries you use. Okay, a 2200 or an 1800 is 4S is what you need, but you got to go in at an angle. You got to make sure the wires that are around inside the motor mount are out of the way. I would use zip ties like I did, and then you got to put this battery in at an angle to where it'll actually go down in the motor mount. If this calendar was off, you could see this going in the motor mount to where you see that much of your 2200 or your 1800 hanging out there. And then you got to kind of have to push down on it. Okay, now that's to get it in there. We're talking about a tight fit. Then you're going to need to shave a little bit of material off the bottom side tongue of this battery hatch, and then get you some, what you could use wood. I just use some chunks of old crashed plane foam. Hot glue that in, and where that opening ends right here, where this opening will end right here where I've started, glue that foam in there, and that acts as a dam to hold the battery. Now it's in there pretty tight, but I like to have that peace of mind. You kind of have to shove that in there. Okay, and those magnets will hold that in place. Also, the pressure of the air will hold it down. Okay, and that really is the only negative, and not really necessarily a negative. It's just more of a, you need to be aware of that. Okay, now, the good things. How much time do you have? The thing is the perfect size for park flyer, but she's quick. So I don't even remember now. I think I had up to 107 mile an hour, I think. So really not a park flyer, only because of how much speed it. Now, if you're going to fly around slow, yeah, you can fly her inside the confines of a baseball diamond or a baseball field. But man, talk about, on a scale of 1 to 10, being 10 the most fun plane I've ever flown, and a 1 being a turtle, I'm going to give this an 11.5. This thing is off the scale fun, off the scale power, absolute fabulous. Now let's go ahead and let me crank the motor up here just a little bit to get the.
It will bite you.
Yes, it'll bite you, just so I can get the AS3X active. All right.
Safe mode.
Now I have it programmed with safe and launch assist, which I did on the very first one. But after that one, after the flights after that, I just took off an AS3X, and even one I think I took off with manual mode. She's that stable. And all I did was just get her above me like this, held her right back here behind the wings, get her about third throttle or about three-quarter throttle, and just chunked her straight forward, and she flew out of my hands. Plenty of power. Make sure my throttle's off.
Secured.
Okay.
Happy to touch.
Now, don't let this right here bother you. You got hard plastic. If you watch my unboxing build, you got hard plastic here, and this is where the Geotech marred that up. But it's a two-bladed prop, so it immediately knocks out of the way. You slide on the belly, which it's designed for. Never once I noticed any electronics getting hot or anything. The plane flies phenomenal. I cannot recommend this plane enough. Absolute phenomenal flying plane. Got the protection on the servos. CG is 60 to 70 millimeters back from the leading edge, which I have it marked with 2 hot glue marks. You put that 2200 or 1800 all the way forward like I showed you. You don't have to add any weight, and she CGs just perfectly. All right, let's talk about rates. Now, I flew at my high rates. On aileron, 100% with 40% expo. Elevator, 100% with 40% expo. And then rudder, 100%, 40% expo also. Okay? Forward programming. Gyro settings. Okay? One-time gains. The gains I flew in were 30, 40, and 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. My priority, all at 110 on roll, pitch, and yaw. These settings keep this plane locked in beautifully. Heading, didn't do anything with. Stop lock, 50, 50, 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Release rate 55, 55, 75 on roll pitching, y'all, which I didn't change at any. And the gains are at one-time gains. Okay. I don't remember offhand the flight times I had, but I know I can get a 5 minutes plus out of flying this plane on a 1800. So you could probably get, 6 minutes out of a 2200, fly the way you want. And she has such a wide envelope. You can cruise around real slow, or you can take a ballistic speed. I mean, when you hit it, she's gone. She's a lot like that Rare Bear. She's gone just that quick. So be prepared for the speed. Does have a little bit of torque roll, but not bad. Not bad at all. And of course, like any gull wing, flies just as well inverted as it does right side up. So I cannot recommend this enough. I'm I'm glad I waited on buying it because Hobby King sent it to me for a review. But I can tell you right now, if I would have known 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I think this is how long this plane's been out, what I know now, I would have bought it then. This thing is fabulous. I didn't like the yellow, because cream yellow at first, but now that I've flown it, yeah, it looks really good. These colors are a lot more vibrant than what you're seeing on the film. And I'm very blown away. Like I say, is it perfect? No. Is it fun? Yes. Absolute fun. And it's a very stable plane. Flies right out of your hand, easy to hand launch. And it seems lots of times people are a little intimidated by hand launching planes. Well, if this will be the one that would help break you of that fear. This one just flies right out of your hand. Just give it a nice little chunk forward and off she goes. All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber, coming out and see what this fat guy is all about. And Hobby King, thank you for the opportunity to review this plane and other planes you've sent me. This one I'm very, very impressed with. All right, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and the lucky gallons. Bye, y'all.